I'm Savvy Mike, and this is Savvy Reviews. And well, this is my official review for episode 1 and 2 of season 5 of The Boys. And yes, I'm more early than I usually am, but that's because this is The Boys, and I want to give thoughts because I love this show. The show is fucking amazing. I love everything about this show. Every single little part about it. Every time I watch it, I hate the fact that it's over with, and this is the last season. I'm not gonna lie, I might shed tears at the end. Dead ass. That's how good this shit is and was. And it is still on the same pace, still picking up those same standards that they left off with in season 4. Now, most of you should know what's going on, but if you don't, I'm gonna attempt to give you a quick little recap of the last 2 episodes of The Boys. Attempt, because a lot happened. I'm not gonna lie, a lot happened. A lot of poignant things happen, but we're just gonna try and focus on the highlights, I guess, here. And yeah, at the end of the last season, full spoilers, by the way. So if you have not watched The Boys, what are you doing? Like, no, seriously, what are you doing? Whatever you have on your plate, stop doing that. Whatever you do in your free time, say fuck it. I'm watching The Boys. You need to watch this greatness. This is probably the greatest comic book, graphic novel, TV show ever made. Yes, it's that good. So stop watching it. Yeah, stop watching this video. Don't even want. No, you should have been left. And if you haven't left, you need to leave and go watch The Boys. Start it. Season 1, episode 1. You will not regret. I promise you. Okay. Enough caping. Enough glazing. Either way. Now, to the ones that have watched The Boys and are here, I swear to God, if you're still here, you haven't watched The Boys, we're going to have some problems. But regardless of it, I can't force you to leave. I can't come through the screen and force you to watch The Boys. I can't do that. But Homelander will not be happy. And speaking of Homelander, still, like, the tension when Homelander enters the screen with people that are, like, scared of him is so palpable. It's so, like, you can feel it. Like, you're scared. You're like, bro, if I ever step in the room with this man, I don't know how to feel. And that's just because Anthony Starr does an amazing job playing this character. I wish he should have got an Emmy. Did he get an Emmy? I don't think he did. But he should have a trophy on his mantle for this performance. This is one of the greatest villain performances in a television show ever. Whenever anybody talks about villains in TV, Homelander is in the top 5 all time. Dead ass. Like, that is a fucking fact. There's no way you can't go without mentioning him. And while it is some things in here and some moments in here where I'm like, I want Homelander, especially in this last season, to be more like kind of just focused on whatever his goal is and stop kind of like wanting the people to love him. That's one thing that's kind of getting annoying to me. I'm like, at this point, you should have figured out that you are all powerful and you're going to do whatever you want to regardless of it. Now, I get you have this insatiable need, and it just adds to the grayness of it all too, which I find pretty cool. But I do think that I feel like he should be more focused. I didn't read the graphic novel, so I don't know nothing. I know a little, like, I know some panels and I know some things, like, I know, which I don't know. They might be doing that again, like, dead ass. They might be doing that with Noir. Like, we found out Noir has been 2 different people. At first, he was this one person, and then he became this actor. And now this Noir seems indifferent in this season, in the final season, in these first 2 episodes. Which makes me think they might be going back to what they did in the comic books, like just to come back around to it and say, oh, you thought we weren't doing that with Noir, but no, he's definitely a clone of Homelander. It's going to be, if that is what they're doing, that would definitely be shocking. That it would be kind of funny that Homelander went and cloned himself and said, you know what, none of the Noirs I could trust. Maybe I could trust me to get the job done. But regardless of it, it's still the same dark humor that you love about this show. You have the boys, of course, Billy Butcher, Huey, Mother's Milk, Frenchie, all killing it, all doing amazing, all with their little character arcs and things going on. When we last seen them, they were getting put into a van, getting ready to go to what this internment camp will be, and that's where we see them at now. And basically they're trying to at least wait or plan out the time that they're going to get out and and they're prepping for it, and they're in this internment camp where it doesn't look like, you know, Nazi camp, but it's more Americified, and they're always playing that one movie in this was like the Avengers of the boys. They're always playing that movie. So it's basically jail. That's what all it really is for the people that are against Homelander and fighting against what he's trying to do. The Starlighters, I guess that's what they're calling them. And Starlight, she's in an interesting position. Like, she's kind of like accepted the fact that what she thought she was doing isn't working out, like as far as like making this movement happen as far as people against Homelander, and she became the face of it, the messiah of it, of hey, you follow the positive way, we're gonna make it right in the world, and Homelander's just fucking that up. And so she's kind of like feeling the angst in it all. And yeah, it's definitely still meta, like definitely still very meta as far as the rounding up of people, the Starlighters go. You're definitely thinking of Ice and whatnot. And so you always love the fact that The Boys found a way to not only be a meta show about superheroes, but a meta show about, you know, life. It's kind of crazy, and I enjoy it. I think they do a really good job with it. Eric Kripke did an amazing job with making this show, and this is definitely his magnum opus right here. So either way, but yeah, more so still in the first episode, Homelander is trying to weave out Starlight and Butcher, and he has Huey and Frenchie and Mother's Milk in this internment camp. So he says, okay, I'm going to plan on killing them, and that should get them to pull up. And we have some really cool scenes with Homelander and Huey. That was tense. You know, we have some really cool scenes with Homelander and Butcher in the first episode. That was pretty cool. And it was just all around peak. Like, what do you expect? The Boys was just amazing. Look, the show is fucking hard. Episode 1, peak. And of course, it ended how it ended. Like I said, full spoilers. We had A-Train basically having his moment, which was pretty cool. But anytime something like that happens, like a character has his moment, it's like, oh no, he's about to die. and so him and so he saves Huey from Homelander killing him, and he ends up running. Homelander ends up chasing him, and so Homelander clearly can't catch him, and so he almost runs into a woman like he did in the first episode of the show during the first season. And kind of what started all of this, like as far as Huey joining the Boys and the Boys becoming what they are. So A-Train's a big reason for that in a lot of ways. And so he almost does it again, and he's almost getting away from Homelander. And if he just runs through her, he would probably still get away from him. But he chooses not to. He dodges her. That slows him all the way down. He ends up crashing out, and Homelander ends up catching him. And they have this moment where he's basically laughing at Homelander, like, this whole time I was scared of you, but I just realized I could have outran you this whole time. Like, you would have never caught me. Like, you were never going to catch me. And what I see is somebody without these powers is nothing. And Homelander snaps his neck, and that's the end of A-Train. Great moment. A-Train deserved it. Jesse T. Usher deserved it. He looks really old now. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is not the A-Train from season 1. This is a middle-aged A-Train, but it was still cool to see, and a really cool scene with him in that. And that was episode 1. Like I said, it was peak. Now we get into episode 2, where at the end of episode 1, Homelander goes, well, it's time to wake my father up. And so he does it. He wakes his daddy up, and that his daddy being Soulja Boy. And knowing that Butcher has this virus, while yes, Homelander wants to send Soulja Boy after Butcher because he wants to find him and stop him and whatnot, and bring him to him and everything, and kill him and whatnot. But at the same time, while Homelander tries to make it seem like that way, in a lot of ways it felt like he really wanted his dad back, because he was, after A-Train dies, they have this whole funeral scene in the beginning, and he really expressed how he feels like he's losing everybody that was loyal to him, because he felt like A-Train was one of the loyal ones at some point, and they could have really done well together. And so that's what kind of enacts him to go wake his father up, because he wants a dad. And it's just like, this whole time I'm thinking, where's Ryan? You know, I think they mentioned it, like they said they sent him off somewhere, but I'm like, kid has superpowers. Can't he just leave if he wants to? I think, you know, at some point I'm sure they're going to answer those questions. I'm sure of it. This is the final season. But it is a bit of a plot hole, I guess. But one I'm looking to and willing to look past because it's The Boys. And like I said, we'll find out whenever we find out. I like what Sister Sage and the chick that's the vice president, what's her name? The white chick. I like what they're adding to everything. They're definitely anomalies to what Homelander is trying to do. And we don't really know what Sister Sage plans is, but we know she's the smartest woman ever and she's working on something. Oh, one thing to mention too, in the beginning of episode 1, Starlight leaks the video of Homelander letting the people die on the airplane. And so he was at that moment about to kill all the people that saw the video, but Sister Sage says, "No, I got you," and basically says it was AI. And I guess it worked. She says, "Oh, they didn't go down in popularity points after exposing that it wasn't real." But Homelander is still kind of iffy about it. Like, he's still kind of messed up that people even had to see that, because he don't want people thinking that he's an evil son of a bitch, but he is. So I don't know. Look, like I said, Homelander is weird at this point, but hey, still Homelander though. So still enjoying it. Regardless of it, we shall see, But either way, that's back to episode 1. Back into episode 2, right? So they have this virus. The boys are introduced to Buddy that was working on the virus in the last season, that were Newman's husband and the kid's father that Billy Butcher killed. But Butcher says that Homelander did it, and he looks at everybody like, y'all better say it too. Of course, Butcher still has his meta-human powers in him, so he's focused on the goal. And if millions have to die, or at least millions of soups have to die for it, then well, so be it. As long as Homelander is one of them, that's all he cares about at this point. And could you be mad at him? I mean, Homelander has literally ruined this man's life. Like, literally ruined his life, kid and all. So yeah, could you be mad at Butcher for feeling that way? No. But is he being a bit extreme about it? Yeah. And like Huey says, hopefully the human is still in him that doesn't make him want to kill everybody by any means. As long as Homelander dies, that's all that matters. Hopefully it's still some humanity in there. Hopefully, we shall see. But Butcher's definitely an interesting character. So is Fritchie and Mother Milk. Mother Milk's going through his drunken phase right now. He's lost all hope. Basically, he's like, we're humans amongst these superheroes that want to kill us. At some point, we're gonna die. So I'm just riding it out at this point. And look, I'm here to help the boys when they need help, but I really could care less. But he does care in a sense, because he helped save the teenage chick. We get introduced to these kids that have superpowers that help Soldier Boy, try to capture everybody. And they have to test the virus out. So they go find this rock guy that is, I guess, as indestructible as Homelander could be. But then once Butcher finds out Soldier Boy is here, he's like, change of plans. We're killing Soldier Boy. He's like, look, this is the best test for sure, because Soldier Boy is about as powerful as Homelander is. And so, yeah, they end up testing the virus, and, well, it ends up working. And Soldier Boy dies, the rock guy dies, the other teenage kid dies. I don't know about the Catwoman. I don't know where she at. But I know the little gothic chick, Mother's Milk, let her get away. So we come to find out that, well, this virus works on them. Because by the end of this episode, at the last very frame, and that's what you gotta love about the boys, man, always leave you at a cliffhanger. Because after this, I definitely wanted to watch the next episode. I'm like, wait, the virus doesn't work? Well, at least on Soldier Boy, because that nigga got right up. Homelander said his goodbyes. He walked away from his daddy like, what the fuck? I brought you back to life and you die? Why do I keep losing everybody? So he's walking away, and while he's walking away, in the background, you just see Soldier Boy rise up like a fucking zombie. What is are they like zombies now? Who knows what they're gonna do with this? Either way, I'm digging it. I'm loving it. Peak all around. Can't wait for the next episode. Can't wait to review the next episode. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. As far as ratings go, we'll rate the season as a whole at the end of it. As far as the series go, look, honestly, barring some trash writing and just some trash plot, and there's a horrible ending, barring all of that, if that doesn't happen, if this just finds a way to even be serviceable, and just still keep its same touch and still be what it is, which is what it's doing. But it's still like storytelling wise, it's peaking. So I'm still loving it. Like it's still really good writing and storytelling. So if it just finds a way to, stay in the lane that it's in now, yeah, greatest superhero television show of all time. Because if we think about it, The Flash, 2 great seasons. Arrow, 2.5 great seasons. 2.5. Give them half. Legends of Tomorrow, that's just some guilty pleasure shit for me. But it's not one of the best. But I could put Legends of Tomorrow and just let it play. Anytime I'm watching it, I still like it. And be like, this is just a fun show. But, it's not peak. It's definitely good, to me at least. But regardless of it, I wouldn't call it one of the best superhero television shows ever. Daredevil, Luke Cage. And when I think about all of the television superhero shows that I've watched, none of them. Invincible came close until that second season when they did that bullshit. When they stopped, they stopped it 4 episodes into the second season, and we had to wait a year and a half to get the last 4. It was weird. Yeah, until they did that, I was rocking with Invincible, but now it's doing his groundwork to kind of win me back, so I'm not mad at it. But regardless of it, nothing's touching The Boys. Like, when I truly think about it, I've watched every superhero show. Trust me, I have. From animated to live action, I've seen it all. This is the best ever, for me at least. Even the kid in me would love this. As grotesque and gory and crazy as it is, this is everything I would want out of a show. Yeah, The Boys. So either way, you'll see me next week for sure. We'll be here to talk about it, see what happens with the virus, see what's going on. Can't wait. I am Savvy Mike, and this is Savvy Reviews. Peace.